let's talk about a huge problem we're all facing with technology. It's moving at this absolutely incredible speed, and it's created this, well, this double bind. It's a really fundamental, almost impossible challenge. How in the world do you govern something that's evolving faster than you can even understand it?
I mean, really think about that question. How do you control a technology when you don't even know what it's truly capable of yet? This is the core paradox that governments, business leaders, and yeah, all of us are staring down right now. It might feel impossible, but we have to find an answer.
Now, what's fascinating is that this isn't a new problem. Not at all. It actually has a name, and it was identified way back in the 1980s. It's called the Collingridge dilemma, and it just perfectly captures the trap we find ourselves in today.
Okay, so what is it exactly? Well, the Collingridge dilemma is a classic double bind. On one hand, you have a brand new technology. It's easy to change, to steer, to regulate. But you have an information problem. You have no idea what its long-term impacts, good or bad, will be. Then, on the other hand, fast forward a decade, the technology is everywhere. It's totally embedded in our lives, and now we can clearly see the negative consequences. But now you have a power problem. It's so entrenched that changing it is massively expensive and difficult.
The man who defined this, David Collingridge, just put it perfectly. This quote really nails it. We have the power to act when it's easy, but we only know why we should have acted when it's already way too late. So this dilemma creates what experts call the pacing problem. And you can see it right here. On the left, you have technology which changes exponentially. It's like a rocket ship. But on the right, you have our laws, our social norms, our institutions. They change incrementally, one slow step at a time. The result? A gap that just gets wider and wider between what technology can do and what we can actually govern.
For a long time, this was a really interesting idea, something for academics to debate. But with the explosion of artificial intelligence, the pacing problem just got supercharged. This is no longer a theory, it's a full-blown crisis.
And this is the key point. As PwC points out, this isn't just some cool tech trend. The sheer speed of AI has created what they call a structural market shift in risk. What does that mean? It means the old rulebook for how you think about security and governance, you can pretty much throw it out the window.
This image just says it all, doesn't it? That gap between our slow human speed governance and the machine speed of AI is growing at an accelerating rate. And there is nowhere that this is more dangerous right now than in the world of cybersecurity.
So how exactly is AI making things so much worse? Well, for starters, attackers are using it to automatically chain together a bunch of little, seemingly harmless weaknesses into one giant working exploit. It's also weaponizing flaws that we used to think were kind of safe or too hard to exploit. And it does all this at a speed and scale that no human team could ever hope to keep up with. But maybe the scariest part, it creates an adversary that can launch attack after attack 24/7 without ever getting tired.
Okay, so how on earth do we fight back against that? How can our slow, human-based systems even begin to govern something moving at machine speed? Well, the first piece of the puzzle is a completely new playbook for policy.
Regulators are finally realizing that traditional hard law, the formal, rigid, slow process of passing legislation, it's just not going to cut it. By the time a law gets passed, the tech it was designed to regulate is already obsolete. So the big shift is towards soft law. Think of things like government-issued guides, industry standards, and best practices. They're way more flexible, they can be updated in near real time, and they can actually adapt to keep up.
But the real solution isn't to just pick one or the other. It's to use a hybrid approach. So a formal hard law can mandate that companies must have adequate security. But then a soft law document, like a detailed technical guide from an agency, defines what adequate actually means this week or this month. This way, you get the best of both worlds, the legal enforceability of the law with the technical flexibility you need to stay current.
Now, government action is only half the story. This new reality creates a brand new and, frankly, urgent obligation for business leaders themselves. They're on the front lines now, and they have to respond directly.
So if you're a leader, what can you do, like right now? PwC lays out 6 really clear steps. Number 1, raise your baseline. Get the basics right. 2, turn AI around and use it for your own defense. 3, make asset visibility non-negotiable. You can't protect what you can't see. 4, you have to match machine speed attacks with machine speed automated responses. 5, change the conversation in the boardroom to be about pace and resilience. And 6, engage with the entire tech ecosystem. No one can do this alone.
The shift is so important, it's actually being written into our most critical security frameworks.
The latest version of the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, that's from the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, added a whole new core function, govern. And this is huge, because it officially moves cybersecurity from being just an IT problem to being a core strategic issue for the CEO, the C-suite, and the board of directors.
And as Randy Watkins from Critical Start points out here, this isn't just a minor update. The frameworks themselves are evolving because the entire risk landscape has fundamentally changed for every single organization out there.
So, all of this brings us to the future, and to a really fundamental choice that every single leader is facing right now. The ground has completely shifted, and because of that, the standard for what's considered reasonable or responsible security is changing right along with it.
This quote from PwC is just so powerful. We have crossed the Rubicon. It means there's no going back. The way to respond is known, the tools to do it exist. From this point on, doing nothing is an active choice, not a result of not having a solution.
And this really lays out the new baseline, the new standard of care. In the very near future, when there's a major breach, the question that regulators and courts are going to ask is going to be incredibly simple. Did you fight fire with fire? Did you use the AI-powered defensive tools available to you to stop the AI-powered attacks being used against you?
And that leaves us with one final, very direct question. It's really no longer a matter of if these tools will be used against your organization, but when. Your adversaries are using AI. The only question left is, are you?